Apollo Squirrel. The light lay low with an amber hue on the day before the solstice. I woke in full respect between the tall trees laid bare at John Fitzgerald Kennedy Park in Wexford. It's beautiful here, especially when it's quiet, just the way I like it. The men who maintain the grounds potter about in the background. It's a full-time job and a labour of love. There's a lake with ducks, and nervous brickeens bolt away from any disturbance. I like the way they act in unison, never alone. The sound of water's powerful pouring distills the air from all outside distractions. In moments, it's so quiet, it's as if time is standing still until a green-necked duck shows off to his mate and parts the water. What could be a railway line, perhaps 7¼ standard gauge, hides in the wood, and I feel like a boy again, make-believing it's running on the line through an opening in the woods. But it stands still, and silence is rare. These relics have a beauty all their own. But it wasn't this that caught me by surprise today. A red Irish squirrel scampered up a tree. It's safe there, away from humans. This squirrel didn't flee, instead followed me like a living toy, its teddy bear face belying the toughness of nature. If I stepped forward, so did this squirrel, as if to say, "Hello, I see you." And I remembered a poster on the wall in second class at the Boys' National School. It was a squirrel with an acorn. The accompanying words read, "The only time is now." It's funny that it stayed with me, not the English, nor mathematics, or the drilled-in Irish. A harmless squirrel and Mrs. Power's nature walks. She'd walk us under sycamore trees at the convent. We called the seats helicopters, for obvious reasons. The oak trees in the park were an invitation to climb up. It's funny how we are always trying to escape something, even as children. It's as if gravity is our enemy, and Mrs. Power is an archetypal female friend deep in the subconscious. JFK, what a man, what a head of hair. I sit with my back to the public, testing my fortitude in a restaurant in the city. It's called Momo's, and there's a statue of the head of JFK that sits high on a shelf, observing, a stance I'm familiar with. The tip of his nose is missing, and I recall the saying, he'd cut off his nose to spite his face. I'm not great with sayings or their meanings, but I will say this, I don't like that one. He could speak, you know, a statesman with a truth to tell. The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. The Victoria Pier in Cove saw ships travel to the four corners of the globe. Now JFK Pier holds ghosts as past empires slip into the sea. An imperial titan could not cross, and white stars can be seen by every dreamer willing to look up from a young republic. And these relics have a beauty all their own. And still, boys like to climb trees, and men still have daydreams of spaceflight, as if the cold dark vacuum of space could be a place of silence, to retreat inwards, to fix things. They did it in the end, defeated gravity, free from Mother Nature, and yet tethered in a metal antechamber capsule, looking back at the only blue we know. And for all the frontiers, this is our beautiful home. We must look after it. Back here again, on the descent, and the capsule hits hard on learning the truth, and the buoyant blue water cushions the landing. In JFK Park I come down to earth to decompress, and for all the things that could inspire me, great feats of engineering, high ambition, landing on the moon. It is a little red rogue's smiling face that has impressed upon my heart. I look into those eyes looking back at me, thinking, all men were little children once, looking up at trees in winter. There's a presence here, remembering a man I never knew, until a squirrel leaves like a ghost on the canopy, for the only time is now.